I am very proud of what we've done. Where I take the personal pride, I think, for myself is that I was a young teenage mother, and it was really, really tough, and it was really, really difficult. And I think, what I have learnt through that journey, those are the things I'm grateful for. But to bring your point, Charles, I really agree with that. Yes, today we still face issues with racism. To be honest, we're always going to. If you think, we're somehow going to hit this utopia where racism doesn't exist, perhaps we will get there. But if we don't, that can't be your deterrent. That can't be your excuse for why you're not doing what you want to do. Like in our day, back in my day, our teachers were racist. We could get called the N-word, just walking down the road. People could drive past you and just yell these things at you, like, so I do say that today, to date, it has never been an easier time to be brown. Yes, it's hard, but are you going to let the fact that it's hard be a deterrent for why you're not doing anything? Because, I think our generation, the way we looked at it is, yes, it was hard for us being the first generation that went to school here. Absolutely. But it wasn't as hard as it was for our parents to come here. And we witnessed this, and so I think having that direct example of how difficult it was for our parents, and this is what our generations today need to realize, it only gets easier. And if you don't recognize the privilege that you have today, you're not going to make the most of it. If you keep complaining about, I need more privilege, oh my gosh, we all do. We could all do with more privilege. But that can't ever be the reason why you make an excuse for why you can't do anything. Nothing should stop you from doing what you want to do.
Wow, that's so good.
Sorry. I just got a little bit emotional because I'm thinking about my daughter. I'm thinking about these leaders that, you speaking as a leader, as someone that's gone through these tough times, and, the hope for our children is that they would sort of capture the message and really run with it, because they get to stand on shoulders of giants that have, done the hard yards, that pushed through some of these like hard times, and not only did you have to push through like the pressures of society, but not even, being a young mom, and I don't know if it's accurate in terms of, you grew up in a religious home and almost like disowned, and that would have been tough. And so I really commend you, Teuila, and your journey.
Thank
you. I want to. Yeah, I know Pete was going to say so, and we'll come back to it.
You're absolutely right, Charles. It is. You have to admit, and it's, in all honesty, Teuila, you guys and a few others, like you talked about the collective, the pioneers as to why a lot of our young people have this space now. You created a space, the safe space for us, and as hard as it was for you guys, even during that time, our younger generation are privileged to have this space. They can actually walk through these doors now and audition and all that kind of stuff, and have all these roles because of what you guys have done. And so, like Charles was saying, obviously you're a young mother, and I love what you said, because you said don't let these things deter us from achieving our goals. And nowadays, you can, and it'd be good to get your honest opinion in terms of some of our people, not even just our rangatai or our young people, but also our adults. There's maybe a victim mentality. There's something, I can't do this because of that, and we come up with all these excuses as to why we can't do this, because life is bad, all that kind of stuff, or social, economic, all that kind of stuff. But I love the fact, the grit that you have. The grit that I read a lot of the articles, and that the grit that you have, even though you had a son at a young age, but it never, you never wavered. You never wavered. You never said, that's it. And you could have just said, well, because I'm a young mum now, oh, well, too bad. That dream's just, put their dream on the back burner. But you said, no, I'm just going to do it with my son, with the obstacles. And this is what you're doing. This is the because you said yes. Look at the opportunities you've created, not only for yourself, but also for other people. And just amazing. It's so amazing. We can sit here all day we could just stop right now. So we just pucky.
No, thank you so much. That it really means a lot. Because I think when I do a lot of other interviews, people like, you know, the whole kind of, you know, the drama of how amazing it sounds, but the actuality of it was incredibly tough. And, you know, there were many times that I thought, I cannot actually do this. Things were so hard that I just thought, how am I going to actually continue? How am I going to do this? I actually can't. But because I had a little boy that depended on me, you know, there was no other option. You know, that's why I had to have that drive. And it's like, I don't know, I think they attribute this saying to Bob Marley, you know, that it's like, you don't know how tough you are until you are required to be. And that's what I think, you know, life in general, you know, life is hard. And if you're out there waiting for life to get better until you can do something, honestly, you'll be waiting till the day you die, because life is hard. But the thing is, those hard times will give you something you never had before if you walk through it.
Mandate.